Alright, I am doing a Screencast-O-Matic video on how to create a Google form. I wasn't really familiar with this until one was sent out in our school, and I got to playing around with Google, and it's really easy to make. So the first thing you need to do is just log into your Google account. You can go over here to the left and hit New, go down to More, and click on a Google form. Google Form is really cool because you can actually find templates, and you can even create tests in here and give them out in your Google Classroom. So first of all, you can change the color if you want. So I'm going to choose green. Alright, and at the top you'll title your form. So I'm just going to make up one. So novel choice for spring 2017, and we're going to pretend that my students are going to get a choice in their novel to read in the second semester of school. So under your title right here you can give a description. So I'm just going to put students will choose one novel that they want to read during the second semester of school. Okay, so you can do different things here as far as the questions go. Right here, if you hover over to the right, you can add more questions or delete. Under that, you can add a title and description for each question. You can add an image, which I will be doing because I find that the students, especially my 8th graders, really like an image to look at. You can even add a video, and then finally different sections. So I'm going to keep this really basic just for the purpose of learning how to create one. So right here under question, I'll just put choose one of the following novels. Okay, and for the first option, we'll just put Divergent. The second one, The Maze Runner. And then we'll put Harry Potter. I know that's not one of the titles, but it would obviously be the first title, The Sorcerer's Stone. You can put that. Sorcerer's Stone. My room is decorated in Harry Potter, so the kids have really been wanting to read one. Alright, you don't have to put a fourth option. If we were to put something here that we really didn't want, we could just hit the X to easily delete it. You can also move these around, just like that. Okay? Right here, if you go down to this drop-down menu, instead of having multiple choice, you can have multiple different options here. Short answer, paragraph, check boxes, drop-down, file upload, where you've already created something, linear scale, multiple choice grid, date, and time. I'm actually going to change this to check boxes, just because, so they can check the novel they want to use. Down here you have a few different options. You can duplicate a question, trash it. I'm going to turn this on, requires that the students know they have to answer. Up here to the top left, if you've used Google before at all, if you're familiar with it, you'll know that you can always click right here and title it. If you've already titled something right here, it'll automatically copy that same title up here, but if you wanted to change it, you could. I'm actually going to put 8th graders because I teach 10th too, so this might be something I did for my 10th graders as well, and I just want to know specifically that this is for the 8th graders. What I like about Google, if you don't already know, it saves every single thing you do as you do it. So if you mess up, it'll still be there, what you did before, and you can just hit the, the back arrow, usually on a Google Doc, to fix it. So if I click on this tab right here, it'll give me my responses. You see that I haven't sent this one out, obviously, so I don't have responses yet. But if I wanted to look at my Google form, I could click right here, look at the little eye. So this is what it looks like right now. So again, I said I wanted to add a picture, so I'll just go back to the edit button here. Go down to add image. Once you click on this, there are several different options that you can choose as to how to go about adding an image. A lot of times I just search on the internet for something, so I'm going to put novels, see if we can get some books piled up, maybe for a visual effect. So I'll just click, I guess this. Oh, this one looks good. This looks like it has some popular titles. And I'll hit select, and it will put that image right here. That way the kids have something nice to look at. It would really be cool to actually put these titles down there so the kids could see the actual covers for the books, because a lot of times we teach the kids to look at the covers to kind of get an idea of what the book might be about. You can even put a title for the image. I'm not going to at this moment, but you could. Let's see, there's settings. You can click on that. Collect email addresses, response receipts. I like those. Let's see, limit to one response. That's important because the kids don't need to respond more than once. They're just choosing one book. They can edit after they submit, see summary charts and text responses. I don't like to do this. I don't want them to edit. I feel like their first choice is probably the best choice. And I don't want them to see the summary so they can choose based on what everybody else is saying. You can show progress bars, shuffle question order. That's really not necessary, I don't think. Quizzes, you can make this into a quiz and assign point values. So what I might do is actually assign points to this so the kids know that they have to do it. I'm going to take that back off for now though. Hit save. Now when you go to send this to the students, you just click on the send button. It's going to give you some options. So you can send it by email. And all of our kids have Google emails, but I find that really tedious even though it's all in the system. So a lot of times I'll just click on the link here. Earlier in the semester in this class we actually learned how to shorten links, and I like the shortened URLs. So we can shorten the URL here and hit copy. And what I would do is probably send this out on my Remind app. The students have me on there. Or I could actually just write this on the board and the students could go to it. You can even embed this somewhere, like if you had a website that the kids know how to go to and get to, you can embed this on your website. We have websites at Weaver, but because I'm new, I haven't actually played around with it much to set it up, but I will. So once you send it, the students can respond. So if I were to respond, let's see, go back to view. I'm going to respond, that way you can see the responses. So I'm going to click Divergent. Okay, submit. And the kids can have them send a copy of their responses. And once I go back, I'm going to start looking at the responses. Let's see if we can get back. Make a copy. Oh, there we go. I'm sorry. Responses. So it shows my email where I've responded, and then it gives a percentage bar down here. Now you can actually look at the individual responses as well. Okay, but I would just assume to look at this because you're obviously going with the most popular one. So whichever bar is the longest, you'll choose it. You can even have your responses set up in a spreadsheet. Create a new spreadsheet. It will title it what is the title for the survey, or you can change it. I'm going to leave it. And then it will link you to your spreadsheet, and you can see a timestamp of when they submitted their response, their email address, and the novel. So this will be kind of cool too to look at, and you could see who responded and assign the grade. So that's basically it. It's really easy. Again, you can play around with this. When you go to Google Forms, there are several templates you can use: course evaluations, worksheets, assessments, a blank quiz. The exit ticket's pretty cool looking if you open it up. These are some things that you might ask the kids before they leave. Put their name down, email. What's one important thing you learned in class today? Did you feel prepared for today's lessons? Why or why not? And what would help to make today's lesson more effective? This would be useful because they're cracking down on us about using paper and making copies. And I go through sticky notes like crazy. So if you wanted a digital exit ticket, this would be a really easy way to go about it and make it. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. I really love Google Forms, and I hope that you'll start using it too.